you ever visit the Israel Museum, one of the things you definitely want to check out is the reconstruction of the sanctuary of Tel Arad. Now, in Jewish religious law, was forbidden to build any temple outside of Jerusalem. As we know, however, from the biblical account, that they didn't always do that, and King Hezekiah, or Hezekiah, as his name is known in the EENS Bible, took action against this. He ordered these illicit shrines to be pulled down. We have found one of these shrines that he demolished in Tel Arad, and has been reconstructed here. So right behind me, that's one of the standing stones they found in the shrine, as well as two of the incense altars. So if you actually go back, I think you can see the reconstruction of the shrine, which you can visit in person today. You can actually go to the old Holy of Holies of the shrine. This shrine was built in an illicit manner. We think there may have been possibly idolatrous goddess worship going on, but also the primary deity worship here would have been the God of Israel. This was not something and Hezekiah, when he took down this altar, this shrine to the God of Israel, God's response was, "Good. I'm glad you do this, because you're worshiping me in a way in which I do not approve." Not every way you serve God or try to serve God is going to please Him. This has significance for us as Catholics faithful to true tradition. So we would say that as Catholics, that the one true temple, and there are church fathers who say this as well, prefigures the one true Catholic Church, outside of which there's no salvation, outside of which you should not worship. You should not offer sacrifice to God outside of the temple in Jerusalem, and if you do, you're committing a sin. Similarly, even if the sacraments are valid, you should not offer sacrifice, take part in the sacrifices or masses offered outside of the true Catholic Church Christ founded 2,000 years ago. And we would say that the spiritual significance of only one place of worship is that there is to be only one true church. That we worship God and serve Him on His terms, not our own. It also has a lot of significance for us as Catholics faithful to tradition on notions of separation of church and state, which we reject. Hezekiah, he clearly got involved in matters of religion. Didn't leave it to just the priests or the people to decide whatever they wanted. He did get involved. Not saying we today should or need to go to the extent he did, but the idea that a state and a government and a society, as a society should care how we as a society approach God, is a biblical concept. It is a Catholic concept. Same with ecumenism. You shouldn't build these shrines outside the true church. Neither should you go worship them after. You should not worship at them. You should not, after having worshipped the temple of Jerusalem, come to this shrine and prayed. That would have been a sin against God. Similarly, we as Catholics faithful to tradition, after having worshipped in the one true church Christ founded 2,000 years ago, it would be a sin for us to go and worship, say, a Protestant church or a non-Christian church, place of worship. It is something that is expressly forbidden to us. In fact, it's even suggested that the golden calf and there are Jewish articles by Chabad about this, and I've heard scholars say this, that golden calves and cows, like the one built by Aaron, were actually thrones and vehicles for deities. This is the deities. And all this, by the way, is dogmatically defined by the Catholic Church. Mortalem animos, Pius XI against Ecumenism. Syllabus of Errors condemns all these things, separate church and state, that non-Protestant religions are as good vehicles of salvation as the Catholic Church. He condemns the Syllabus of Errors. Papal Bonum Sanctum explicitly states that the belief in acceptance of the papacy is a matter of salvation. What does that say for all non-Catholics? If we accept what Pope Boniface VIII infallibly defined. This is what the Bible teaches. This is what the Church Fathers taught. This is what the Catholic Church taught consistently for 2,000 years. And only groups like the Society of St. Pius X and other tribe groups like them are teaching it. Ergo, if you want the Catholic faith, if you want the Christian faith of the early church that Jesus Christ founded, look among the Tricaths. Anyway, God bless. Have a great day. If you ever get a chance in your life, please check on NSSPX Church. God bless.